Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my July TBR. So, I don't have a whole lot that I know for sure I'm going to read because I've been reading so much in June that I think things are going to slow down a bit, and I'm kind of excited for that, to not be hurrying to get something done for a prompt. It was again, the Amazing Readathon put on by Bree at Four Paws Book was just fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I read more than I have in a really long time. I got through a lot of books off my TBR. So this month I'm going to try to focus on a few things, but I'm taking part in one readathon when I take part every year that it happens, which is Jane Austen July. So that is put on by Katie at Books and Things, Claudia at the Spinster's Library, and Marissa at Blatantly Bookish. So I will have an announcement video listed down below, but I have done this like every year that they've had it, and I've really enjoyed it because I love Jane Austen and I love reading stuff about them. So I'm going to go really quickly through my Jane Austen July stuff, and then I'll talk about the other stuff I'll get to this month. So I am going to just, I usually reread one or two of her books, usually Pride and Prejudice and Persuasion. Every year it's just been a thing. I do have the audiobooks for them, but this year I would like to take some time and just focus on one because I got these annotated versions. So I want to do Pride and Prejudice this year by Jane Austen. So this has it where it has the story and on one side, and then on the other side there's all these notes, either historically or something about Jane Austen or about the time period or something to do with a word, or how the context was different then or whatever. So I have not actually read one of the books this way. I got them all, I think last year or the year before, and I just haven't sat down with them. So I think this year I might still listen to the audiobook that I have. Is that the one I have by Rosamund Pike? I think so. And just listen to it as I'm reading through, or I might just do this as a physical read and just like take the time and just read a chapter or something a day, or a couple chapters, whatever it comes out to get through this during the month. This is just going to be my primary read for Jane Austen July, because I've been wanting to use these annotated ones and kind of learn stuff about them. I know I'm gonna have them all, so some of them will have repeating information, but I haven't gone through one of them yet. So I want to, trying to do a little bit more research in that, since it is my favorite book of all time. Anyway, so the first prompt is always to read one of Jane Austen's main 6 novels, so I will be reading that one. Then we're supposed to read something that's not one of her 6 novels, so I am going to return to her letters. I do have her full collection still to read, but I'm putting that off. But I bought this a couple years ago, this collection with some of her letters. I have read a collection of her letters before, so some of these I have read before, but this one's also kind of has historical, it has pictures and it has some details about certain things. So there's also some more kind of annotations to it. So I think I'm going to enjoy this as well. I don't know if I'll get this done when I'm reading that one or if I'll be able to, but I would really like to read this. So this is kind of a maybe, because again, I am kind of doing that one. Then we're supposed to read something that is like nonfiction or something to do with Jane Austen or Jane Austen's time. So I got this, The World of Jane Austen by Nigel Nicholson. So it's just pictures of places and things, again, a time period thing about that time period and the houses that she visited and things. So I just thought I would like to get to that picture book that I got. As I said, I think I bought it last year. Pretty sure. Anyway. And then I'm supposed to read something from somebody from the time period, like a contemporary or so. So even though this book came out just after it came out in 1819, but it's a book that I tried to read one day. I read 170 pages of this novel and I just didn't finish it. And but I've always wanted to read something by Sir Walter Scott, so I'm going to return to Ivanhoe. I'm going to restart it because it has been probably, I think it's been 2 or 3 years since I did pick it up one day and I got really far, but I don't remember anything anymore. I mean, I have vague images. So I have the audiobook for this by Simon Preble. sorry. And so I'll probably restart it and try to get through that if I can. So this is a kind of maybe. This has been in my cart of shame for years, so I would like to get this off there. I would like to try to read some of those books off or get rid of them. And this is a book that I feel like I need to read, I don't want to get rid of it. I just need to make time for it. So I'm hoping for that. And then I'm also hoping to start one of my big author biographies that I haven't done very good with that. I've only finished one of the 4 that I wanted to get to this year, and I didn't do any in the second quarter. So the third and fourth quarter might be a little more jammed, but I want to take the summer to read The Life of Samuel Johnson by James Boswell. So Samuel Johnson is one of those people you hear his name about, but I don't know a lot about him except that he had I think, was he the one who did the dictionary? But he did, there's a lot of things that he did literarily in the late 1700s. So I have been wanting to get these. I have a 3-volume set that I got on a vacation on the coast one year, and I've been meaning to get to these. So I did pick up an audiobook for this to go with this, because I did read the introduction to this last year. I think I read all I did is read the James Boswell's his introduction. Yeah, I didn't even get that. So I did, so I read all the pages that don't count in the novel. So anyway, but this is one of my goals for this year, is to read this. So I want to at least get through volume 1 in July, because then I can do maybe a volume a month. We'll see how it goes. It just, again, I have it physically as well as on audiobook, so we will see how that goes. So and then the rest, I think the other prompts are for viewing. I will for sure watch probably both the 1995 Pride and Prejudice, because it's my favorite, as well as the 2005 Keira Knightley Pride and Prejudice. I like both of them, so I probably will watch both. I don't know if I'll watch anything else. It just depends on how I feel like, because I don't watch as many movies as I used to, but those are 2 favorites that I try to hit every year. I might watch Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, because I think I bought that last year so that I could watch it, and I didn't get to it because I got it at the end of the month. So I might watch that one as well. So that is what I'm going to do for Jane Austen July. Again, I don't know if I'll get to all of these things, because my reading, I'm very much a mood reader, but I do want to try to get to some of these or at least make progress in them or make some decisions on them. But I do want to do those. So beyond that, I have a few other things I'm going to read, because I'm not going to do fully Jane Austen stuff, because even though a lot of that stuff will take me a while, that's not all the stuff I'll be reading. So first of all, I have a buddy read with Berna. Berna's Bookish Adventures. We'll be continuing the Love at Stake series with Vampire Mind by Carolyn Sparks. This is book 10 in the series, so we are making our way through. We're over halfway, so that's good. So this one has to do with one of the vampires, and I think he meets a fallen angel. I'm not sure. This world keeps expanding, which is really great for paranormal romance, because mostly these are funny, and they, again, they have their different couples in each book. So it's just a fun time. I've really enjoyed this series. And this is one of the characters who has been kind of grumpy that everybody's finding their mates, or that, their loved ones. And he's like, no, he doesn't believe in that stuff. And then he gets his book. Yay. So we'll see. I'm hoping to really enjoy this one, because I have liked him as one of the side characters all through the series. So I'm looking forward to that with Berna. So we're going to start this at the very beginning of the month. So we will read this in the first week of July. Okay. So then the other thing because I forgot it was Jane Austen July up until all the announcement videos popped up a couple weeks ago. And I went, oh, that's right. June usually is my month to read all the stuff I've started within the year and haven't finished. So anything from January through May, anything that I hadn't finished, I usually take June to kind of wrap up, because I do that same thing in December, where I'm just trying to clear the books off, either decide if they're going the cart of shame, or if I can get rid of them, or if I'm going to read them. So I didn't get to do that this June, because I was doing the amazing readathon. So July, I thought, oh, I'll do that too, but I forgot about Jane Austen July. So I'm not going to do quite the same as I've done in the past, but I want to try to maybe pick a book I know I already picked Ivanhoe for Jane Austen July, but that's like an older one that's been on my cart. I also want to pick a book that I really want to finish because I meant to finish this months ago and I just stalled out. So I'm going to try to finish The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. It's not the book's fault. This is really just me dragging my feet in getting into this book. So I got to page 500 in the first part. So I have 100 pages here, and then I have another 500 pages here. So I have 600 pages left of this book. I really want to finish this in July. There's a couple other long books that I have not finished this year that I started. So I do want to get back to those too, but I want to really focus on this one because this is the one I started last year. And then I restarted it this year because I'd only read 100 pages last year. And then I restarted it, and then I've read this and then set it down, and then I read it and I've set it down. And so the audiobooks are really well done as well. So, but I'm going to make some progress in this. So this is my goal of one I want to try to get done this month. Again, 600 pages isn't that much. I don't know why I'm just stalling out on this. I don't know why I want to read a different series, and I'm afraid to start that epic fantasy series, even if that's a reread. I don't want to start it while I'm still in the middle of this one. So I definitely want to finish this month so I can go to the other series maybe the next month or later this month. And then, I moved stuff around. Then just to kind of throw things, there's a couple books that I do want to get to that are more contemporary. This is one, has a little magic involved, which is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I don't know why I've put this off since I really love The Dead Romantics. But her new book came out, A Novel Love Story, and I want to read that too, but I have to read the middle one that I haven't got to yet. So this one has to do with a woman who inherits an apartment, and when she gets there, I think there's another person living there, but they're living like 7 years in the past. So it's like, there's a time slip of some sort, and they're able to interact there, but they have different, when they leave the apartments, I think they don't, they can't interact. So I don't know what's going to happen. I've heard really good things about it. I just want to get to that. So, but that's just one of those ones where like I bought the next book by her and I need to get to that. I have several books like that. I could have brought over Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I would like to get to that too, but it's not quite as high a priority in my mind as this one is because I've not read anything about her before, even though I own now 3 of her books. So there's I'm trying to get to some books that I didn't get to that I meant to. And then I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish the Burning Witch series with book 3 by Dellamhawk. So I've really enjoyed the series. I read book 2 just a week ago. For Amazing Readathon. So I am excited to get to this and to finish the series. I don't know where the author is going from here. If we're getting more books in this series, I hope so. There are things I can already see where they could add. I don't know who they are. Sorry, they could add to the series. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens. But I really want to see the conclusion of this trilogy that's in the whole the House Witch series. So anyway, that's going to be the only fantasy other than my paranormal romance that I'm putting on here that is physically that I know for sure I want to read. No, I take that back. I do have one other fantasy, well, 2 others that I am going to try to get to. First, I would really like to read The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. When it comes in, I think it comes in the 2nd week of July. So this is, again, a cozy fantasy with, I think, kind of a librarian who takes some books during some kind of war and retreats to her hometown, and then things just kind of happen. I'm not quite sure. It sounds cute. And I'm curious on that. And again, I have it pre-ordered, so I want to read that. And then another pre-order I will for sure read no matter what happens is Primal Mirror by Nalini Singh. This is, oh no, what book is this? It's 22 or 23 in the Side Changeling series. Oh, I've lost count. It's up there in the series. And I am really excited for the next book because of the main male character is one we've seen, and a couple other ones side character wise. So for sure, when this drops, because I do not buy the hardbacks, I always get the ebook first and then sooner or later I'll get the audiobook and then I'll buy a paperback when it comes out. But the ebook will drop and I will definitely read. I think it's mid to late in the month. I'm not positive. Whatever that day is, that is the day that I will start Primal Mirror. And again, this is urban fantasy, paranormal romance series that's, again, 20 some books long. You don't start with this book, and it has to do with people who, there are humans, shifters, and people with psychic abilities who are vying for power in this world. And I think it's a great world building book with a lot of, have the romance as well. I adore these books. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to the next one. So that is it that I know of that I want to read. Again, there's so many things I could pick up. There's so many other things. I don't think I'm going to finish everything that I want to read, because I never do, because my TBR is never ending. Hopefully I'll, insert some other stuff, and, but I really, as I said, I always take part in Jane Austen July at least a little bit. So I'm hoping to get to a few of these. These are my options. And then some of the other, as I said, I still want to read fantasy and some other things that I'll read throughout the month. So let me know, are you taking part in Jane Austen July? What are you doing? What are you reading this month? Is there anything in here that you think I should definitely pick up no matter what? Let me know. And Cooper and I will see you guys later. Bye.